Let's face it, the whole world is in a race to switch to renewable energy. But here's the thing, this massive green revolution, it really hinges on one single critical factor, having a workforce with the right skills. Today, we're going to break down the 10 most essential training programs that are literally powering the future of energy. Let's dive in.
And the sheer scale of this transition is, well, it's staggering. To even get close to our climate goals, the renewable energy workforce needs to basically triple in the next decade. And we're not just talking about a few new jobs here and there. We're talking about a global industry explosion that requires a massive wave of skilled technicians, engineers, and managers.
And that leads us to the million-dollar question, right? We have the amazing technology, we've got the ambition, but do we have the people who know how to actually build and maintain it all? This skills gap is probably one of the biggest roadblocks the renewable energy sector is facing today.
Okay, so how do we fix this? How do we bridge that gap and do it quickly and effectively? Well, the answer, like with so many things these days, is technology. We're talking about specialized online training platforms that are built for the unique demands of the energy industry. They're the key to getting teams up to speed and at a massive scale.
The main tool we're talking about here is something called a learning management system, or LMS for short. Now, put simply, it's just a powerful software platform that lets a company deliver, track, and manage all of its training online. Think of it as the digital classroom for the modern workforce.
You know how it used to be, right? Flying people out for these rigid in-person workshops. It was super expensive and just not efficient. These modern platforms, they just flip that whole model on its head. They give you remote access so teams in the field can learn from anywhere, the flexibility to train around busy project schedules, and this is the big one, you can scale up your training without those huge logistical costs.
Okay, so we've got the how. Now let's talk about the what. What do your teams actually need to be learning? We're going to walk through the essential curriculum, breaking it down into 10 core training programs that build expertise right from the ground up.
All right, first things first, you have to master the technologies that actually capture the energy. These first 4 programs cover the core sources that are powering this whole green transition, and they're absolutely essential for pretty much anyone in the industry.
So this covers the big 4. First, you've got solar fundamentals, which gets into everything from photovoltaic systems to the real nitty-gritty of panel installation. Then, there's wind energy technology, which is crucial for understanding the incredibly complex mechanics of modern turbines. Hydropower programs, they focus on the engineering and environmental side of managing water resources. And finally, biomass training covers that whole conversion process, from organic material to energy.
Okay, so you're generating all this green energy. Awesome. But the next challenge is getting it where it needs to go, reliably. This is all about managing the modern grid, which, let me tell you, is a whole different beast than the grid of the past.
Managing the grid today really comes down to 2 key things. First, energy storage and battery management. This is so vital, because what happens when the sun isn't shining or the wind isn't blowing? You need that power stored. Second is smart grid training. This is essential for understanding the complex web of sensors and software that automates and optimizes our energy networks now.
So you've got the tech down, you're managing the grid, but that's not enough. Successful projects are all about operational excellence. That just means making sure everything gets done safely, on time, and within budget, all while keeping a close eye on environmental responsibility.
And that means focusing on 3 critical areas. Health and safety certifications are completely non-negotiable in such a high-risk industry. You need specialized project management courses to handle the unique challenges of these huge energy projects. And of course, sustainability courses make sure teams know exactly how to minimize the environmental footprint of every project, from the day you break ground to the day you decommission it.
All right, and that brings us to our 10th essential area. And this one is all about getting specific. Because let's be real, not every role requires a massive, broad overview. Sometimes you need deep, targeted expertise in a very particular function.
And that's our 10th program, Targeted Technical Upskilling. The real beauty of a flexible learning platform is that you can create these cost-effective, customized courses. This lets any team, doesn't matter if it's large or small, fill very specific skill gaps, whether that's learning advanced electrical engineering or just mastering a new piece of monitoring software.
So you might be wondering, how does all this translate into actual, measurable results? Well, investing in this kind of training isn't just about checking a compliance box. It's a strategic move that directly impacts your project's success and, frankly, your bottom line. I mean, the benefits are pretty clear.
Scalability lets you train a team of 10 or 10,000 with the exact same material. Flexibility is absolutely crucial for accommodating remote field teams. Cost efficiency is huge. You're getting rid of all those travel and venue expenses. Standardization means everyone gets the same high-quality info. And, super importantly, tracking and analytics let you actually measure progress and see what skill gaps are left.
So, if you're looking to bring in a program like this, here are the key things to look for. You absolutely need content that's developed by industry experts. It's got to be interactive, with things like simulations and quizzes, not just reading text. Make sure it covers all the safety compliance standards, that it can be customized for your specific projects, and that it offers certifications that are actually recognized in the industry.
So, what's next? Well, just like renewable technology is always evolving, so is the tech we use to train people on it. The future of learning is shaping up to be more interactive and way more intelligent than ever before.
We're already seeing a huge shift to mobile learning, letting technicians learn on the go. Gamification, using things like points and badges, is making learning way more engaging. But the real game changers are just on the horizon. Immersive VR for practicing dangerous tasks in a totally safe environment. And AI that can personalize a training course just for you and your learning style.
And really, that brings us to the core takeaway. When organizations invest in modern LMS-based training, they see better employee performance, higher project success rates, and they seriously reduce their operational risks. It's a clear, powerful formula for success in the renewable sector. So, as we wrap this up, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. In a sector that is literally defining our future, you just can't afford to have a training strategy that's stuck in the past. So, is yours ready for what's coming next?